In this video, we take a closer look at the incredible career of Robert Thornton, one of dart's most determined and talented players. From his rise through the ranks to his major victories in the PDC, Thornton earned a reputation as a fighter on the oak. Now competing in the Modus Super Series, he continues to show his love for the game. Stay tuned as we dive into his journey, highlighting the highs, lows, and lasting impact he's had on the sport. Robert Thornton, known as the Thorn, is a name that once struck fear into the hearts of many players in the Professional Darts Corporation, PDC. Born in 1967 in Ayrshire, Scotland, Thornton became a household name in the darting world, thanks to his tenacity, sharp finishing, and gritty performances on the biggest stages. He enjoyed a fruitful career during his time in the PDC, claiming multiple titles and earning respect as one of the most resilient players on the circuit. Though his best years may now be behind him, Thornton still occasionally competes in events such as the Modus Super Series, reminding the darting world that his skill and passion for the game have never truly faded. Thornton's career breakthrough came later in life compared to many of today's young talents. After working as a coal miner and playing darts on the side, it wasn't until his mid-30s that he started making waves in the British Darts Organization, BDO. His victory at the 2007 World Masters, where he defeated major names like Martin Adams and Daryl Fitton, catapulted him into the limelight.
From Scotland, the Thorn, Robert Thornton!
However, it was his switch to the PDC in 2008 that saw him establish himself as one of the top players in the world. Thornton's aggressive style and ability to handle pressure stood out immediately, and he quickly began to challenge the PDC's elite. Thornton's finest hour arguably came in 2012, when he secured the UK Open title in a thrilling victory over the reigning world champion Phil Taylor, a match that stunned the darting community. That victory marked a turning point in his career, as it was not only his first PDC major, but also a win against one of the sport's most dominant figures. His subsequent Grand Prix win in 2015, where he again defeated Taylor, solidified his status as one of the premier players of his era. Thornton became known as a giant killer, a player who could rise to the occasion when facing the sport's biggest names. His gritty underdog spirit resonated with fans, and he earned the admiration of his peers for his resilience and ability to deliver on the big stage.
Are you serious? Have you seen that trophy? That's the nicest trophy I've ever seen. And it ranks at the top.
The very top?
The very top, mate. Makes it special because I defended it.
Yet, as the years wore on, injuries and inconsistencies began to take their toll on Thornton. A series of shoulder problems affected his performances, and as younger talents began to emerge, his form started to dip. By the late 2010s, Thornton had fallen out of the top rankings in the PDC and found it increasingly difficult to replicate the heights of his earlier career. However, even as his ranking plummeted, Thornton continued to compete with determination, earning occasional victories in floor tournaments and giving glimpses of the form that once saw him stand among the sport's elite. Despite these efforts, it became evident that his time at the top level was coming to an end, and Thornton quietly faded from the PDC's major events. In recent years, Thornton has shifted his focus to other avenues, including competing in the Modus Super Series, a more relaxed yet competitive circuit that allows players outside the PDC's elite ranks to showcase their talent. While he no longer competes at the same level or frequency as in his PDC days, Thornton has shown that he can still throw with the best when it counts. His performances in these events are often reminiscent of his prime, focused, determined, and capable of producing magical moments. The Modus Super Series has provided Thornton with a platform to continue playing competitively without the intense pressure of the PDC circuit, and it's clear that his love for the game remains undiminished. Thornton's appearances in the Modus Super Series have also made him a fan favorite among darting nostalgists who remember his glory days. For many, watching Thornton compete is a reminder of a time when the sport had a different character, with players like him fighting tooth and nail for every leg. In these smaller tournaments, Thornton can still command the OK with the same passion that made him a household name in the PDC. While the intensity of his matches may not reach the level of his UK Open triumphs, there's still a sense of pride and purpose in his throws. It's a testament to his enduring competitiveness and his refusal to completely step away from the sport that defined his career. The shift from the grand stages of the PDC to smaller tournaments has been an interesting transition for Thornton. Unlike many players who drift into retirement, Thornton has remained active, demonstrating that darts is more than just a profession to him. It's a lifelong passion. His love for the game, combined with his sharp sense of humor and approachable nature, has made him a beloved figure in the darting community. Even those who no longer follow darts as closely as they once did will tune in to see Thornton, curious to see if the Thorn still has a few tricks up his sleeve.
Robert, welcome back to the Super Series. Second go in this stint. How are you feeling about this time round?
Yeah, I mean, I've not really been practicing lately, and I put my dartboard up in the hotel room the other day, and
It's unlikely that Thornton will return to the heights he once reached in the PDC, but his continued involvement in darts keeps him relevant in the sport's rich tapestry. His legacy as a two-time major champion and one of the sport's most dogged competitors is secure. Future generations of darting fans will undoubtedly look back at his iconic victories over Phil Taylor with admiration, noting how Thornton, a true working-class hero, rose from humble beginnings to stand among the giants of the game. As for the present, Robert Thornton seems content with his place in the world of darts. While he may not compete in the grand arenas of the PDC anymore, his regular appearances in the Modus Super Series demonstrate that his competitive fire still burns. His career, much like his journey from coal miner to professional darts player, is a testament to perseverance, grit, and an unyielding love for the game. Thornton may never again stand atop the darting world, but his contributions to the sport, both past and present, have earned him a lasting place in its history. Whether he's throwing darts in a small studio or on a grand stage, Robert Thornton remains, at heart, a fighter, a thorn in the side of anyone who dares to underestimate him. As long as there's a dartboard and a set of tungsten in his hand, the Thorn will continue to prick the competition, proving that true champions never truly fade away.
it's there and never ever count me out.
As Robert Thornton looks to the future, it's clear that his journey in darts is far from over. While his days of competing in the high-stakes world of the PDC may be behind him, his involvement in the Modus Super Series and other exhibition-style tournaments shows that he still has much to offer the sport. Thornton remains a fierce competitor, and his enduring presence on the circuit is a reminder that darts is not solely about youth or rankings. It's about passion, experience, and a deep connection to the game. In many ways, Thornton's current chapter represents a full-circle moment as he returns to the grassroots spirit of the sport, competing for the love of the game rather than the accolades. For many fans, watching Thornton compete now is just as enjoyable as it was during his prime. There's something deeply inspiring about a player who continues to give his all, even when the glory days are behind him. As Thornton throws his final darts in any given match, the crowd still feels a sense of anticipation, knowing that this former champion has the heart and skill to produce moments of brilliance at any time. His career serves as a powerful example of longevity and resilience, reminding future players that even when the spotlight dims, the game continues. Robert Thornton's legacy will be defined not only by his major victories, but also by his unwavering commitment to darts, his fighting spirit, and his status as one of the sport's most beloved figures. As long as he steps up to the Oka, the Thorn will remain an integral part of darts history. Robert Thornton's story is one of resilience, passion, and unrelenting determination. Even as his days on the biggest stages have passed, his legacy in darts remains strong. Through his continued performances in events like the Modus Super Series, the Thorn proves that his competitive spirit is alive and well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories from the world of darts.